If you're a chiropractor or a physio or any other clinic-based business, I'm going to show you how you can 10x your average patient value through some simple proven systems. I'm going to be breaking down some frameworks to think through when selling your offer and when selling your service to allow you to get 10x the amount from each patient. We implemented this system for one of our partners and it brought their average patient value from €320 all the way up to €3,200. So we 10x'd what each patient was worth to them by implementing some simple automated systems. So by watching this video, you could be nearly guaranteed at least a 5x on your current patient value. As I said, okay, if we were able to take your average patient value from €300 all the way up to 3,000 plus, we can 10x what you make per patient. This has so many benefits, okay? It means we can afford to spend more when acquiring patients, and it kind of eliminates the worry we have when we scale. We can literally outcompete all our competition because we know we make so much on the back end that we can afford to spend more on marketing. We can afford to be the bigger voice in your local market because we know we can make so much on the back end. While they're stuck making €300 per patient, they can only afford so much in advertising. But if we know we make 3,000 plus per patient, we can just outspend them. We can triple our ad spend because we make so much on the back end. Another thing that really keeps business owners up at night is rising ad costs. So a fact of life is that CPMs and cost per clicks are always going to rise. That's just the way the market works. Facebook, Google, etc., are just becoming more populated with advertisers that want to spend money with them. Due to this, advertising costs are just going to go up. Facebook and Google are money hungry and they're just going to always increase the amount it costs to advertise. So if you don't make enough on the back end, you're going to fall behind. Your marketing and your systems for patient acquisition are going to fall and you're going to be left working off referrals and having no consistent revenue or consistent customers with your business. Before diving into the actual systems, I want to break down a metric and a ratio we use when it comes to scaling clinics. And this is kind of important to drive the point home on why average patient value is so key. I'm going to be using two phrases when it comes to explaining average patient value. That's going to be APV, which obviously means average patient value, and LTV, which means lifetime value. They both mean the same thing, so just don't get confused when I'm using LTV or APV. They both mean how much the patient is worth to you over the lifetime of their journey with your business. Okay, jumping into CAC to LTV ratios, okay? Let's go back to the first scenario, okay? Let's say our APV is €320, okay? And let's say our patient acquisition cost, so the amount it costs us to get a patient into our business, is €50. This means the ratio between what it costs us to get the patient and what the patient brings us in revenue is 1:6, meaning every €1 we spent on advertising, we get €6 in revenue. Okay, this might seem okay, but this absolutely won't scale with cash flow constraints. This is just revenue. If you're putting €1 in and you're getting 6 out in revenue, you're realistically not going to be profitable after employee costs, after fixed costs, and all your overhead you have with your business. This will not be sufficient for you to scale. This might be okay if you're a solopreneur and you're running the clinic by yourself and you just want an extra few patients. This might work. But if you're really ambitious and you're really looking to scale, a 1:6 ratio between what it costs us to get a patient and what the patient brings us in revenue is not going to be enough. That's why it's so important to increase your APV. Let's go into scenario 2. By implementing the systems in the next few minutes, you can bring your APV from €320 all the way up to €3,000 plus and beyond. So let's just break down the numbers on that compared to the first scenario. Again, we spend €50 to get a patient or a customer. The APV went from 300 to 3,200 plus. That means our new ratio between what it costs us to get the patient and what the patient brings us in lifetime value and an average patient value is 1 is to 64. That means for every €1 we spend, we get €64 in revenue. That's how you scale a service-based business, by putting €1 out and getting 64 back in revenue. That is how you scale. This is the real power of increasing your lifetime value. We get better returns, we scale with ease, and we also have much healthier cash flow. The business is going to have much more cash compared to the first scenario, which will give us room to reinvest. If you're looking to open up another location, if you're looking to hire more employees, this is the most ideal situation for you to be in, is scenario 2. If you're in scenario 1, it's never going to work. Never, ever going to work. Okay, diving into the actual system. We call this system the 10X LTV system, and this is a quick overview of it. I'm going to be breaking down 4 pillars to boost your LTV per patient. Our main goal is to move away from the traditional method where you're charging per session and the client comes back 4 to 6 times to solve their problem. We want to move away from this model. And we want to start transitioning towards, package-based offers. We want to be using bundled care to serve our clients and patients. So using bundled care packages and back-end retention in terms of referrals and newsletters, we can boost your LTV from €300 all the way to €3,000 plus. So watch the rest of this video and you'll get the whole insight. Pillar number 1 is packaged outcome offers. We need to stop selling sessions and start selling programs. People do not buy sessions, they buy solutions. So when we bundle this solution into a package and present the package to the client, they're more inclined to choose this option if they know it's going to fix their issue. We need to replace the €75 per session. We need to stop that language within our business. We need to transition towards a €750 6-week back to strength program. That's what sells. And that's where you build real wealth and real income with your business and with your clinic. Again, if you're a solopreneur and you're a solo clinic, this isn't as important. You can get away with, charging per session and scale that way. But if you want to scale with ease, confidence, healthy cash flow, this is the way to do it. It's a 6-week back to strength program. It's a 6-week runner protocol. Whatever you solve within your business, if that's back pain, if it's neck pain, if it's helping people get fit and active again, whatever it is, we can sell this program with a one-time price tag. This will help you get cash up front. It will allow you to reinvest, etc. I've already gone through the benefits. There's so many benefits to using programs rather than sessions. It also helps the client out as well. We all know if you're a physio or a chiropractor, you don't get results with 1 or 2 sessions. You get results with consistency through your service. So using the package-based outcomes or the package-based offers, clients are committing to really stay with the process and to stay consistent with your service, which will allow them to get better results. So this is completely ethical. Just to wrap up this pillar, clients want results, not sessions. Selling packages creates clarity, trust, and you get upfront revenue, which is so key for scaling. Pillar number 2 for increasing your lifetime value per patient is to have a rebooking and upsell system. We want to transition people from your package into maintenance phase. And this is how you sell this package. Okay. Once they finish their plan or their package, we want to say, right, you're 70% there. Your pain is gone, you feel good, and you're back to full health. But we still need to maintain this current health. If you don't keep up the work or keep up the service, you will fall back into your old pain, your own patterns, whatever the issue is. So we call this next phase a stabilization phase. We explain this package to people after they finish the first package, and we pre-book them in for this next phase of pain prevention. or issue prevention, whatever the issue is they have. You want to use language and messaging such as, we fixed your pain in 6 weeks, now let's prevent it for life for 6 months. This keeps every patient engaged for longer and increases their total spend with you. Once they've finished their package, they've gotten the solution, they're out of pain, we need to resell them on like a maintenance package. This is going to vary for each business, okay? And you need to be creative about this as a business owner. But you just need to think about what sort of maintenance can you include. It could be €79 a month for maintenance. It could be once a month they come back for 6 months to really get rid of the pain for life, etc. So you just need to be creative like this. We want one package to get them in, fix the pain. We want another package that's going to be a bit more of a longer term solution, less frequent, but it brings in monthly recurring revenue for your business, which creates stability, it creates confidence in scaling, and you won't have the fear of expansion because you're guaranteed cash on the back end and on the front end. Pillar number 3 is performance and membership backend. We all know we're transitioning into a membership-based economy. Every single business is trying to implement subscriptions and recurring income into their business. Everyone is starting to realize the power of recurring income and what it creates for businesses. We like to advise our partners to create a monthly retainer program. We advise to charge anywhere from $97 a month to $197 a month, and you can include absolutely anything in this. Anything your client will benefit from, let's include it in a maintenance/retainer program. That could be monthly treatment, that could be email access, it could be reassessments, it could be discounts, it could be community/workshop. Whatever it is, you have to know your customer to be able to create packages. And if you run a clinic or you run a business, you need to know your customer so well. Whatever your customer could benefit from on a monthly basis, let's include it in a monthly package where they can sign up and they can get access to your email, they can get access to your WhatsApp, they can get priority booking, etc. Whatever you think your customer will benefit from, let's do that. You want to frame it as like, this is your body's insurance. Like, they can come to you anytime they get a back pain. They can ring you up anytime they get a back pain. They can get advice from you. They can get consultation. Remember, like, you're the expert. You have gone through years and years and years of studying, years of practice to be able to have the skill to help someone out with their pain. So you should be able to charge for this on a membership basis. You should be able to give consultation. You should be able to give email access, WhatsApp access. Any of this stuff can be very valuable to patients. Implementing this can be such a game changer for your business. You can go from, again, €300 in APV or LTV all the way up to 3,000 plus. People tend not to leave these types of monthly subscriptions because they realize the value of it. Especially for someone older that deals with a lot of pain, neck pain, back pain, knee pain. If they know they can ring you up on WhatsApp and get some advice on how to fix this without having to pay for a session or pay for another package, they'll do it. You just need to sell it and frame it the right way. Pillar number 4, the Referral Compounding System. We all know when it comes to scaling a service-based business, referrals and word of mouth are huge. That's why it's important to get a system behind the referrals to encourage word of mouth and make it more predictable. Firstly, when creating a referral system, we need to create an offer. Our favorite offer is creating a €50 in cashback and a €50 in credit. This means the person that refers someone gets €50 in cashback and the person being referred gets €50 in credit. This way, both parties win. The person referring someone has an incentive to do so, and the person being referred has a reason to take action on the referral because they're getting something out of it. They're getting the €50 in credit off their program. We can automate this referral system by sending out SMS messages and email messages with referral links automatically on discharge. And we can remind them of the referral system every month, every 2 months, every quarter. Depending on how often you want to do it, we can just send them a reminder of the offer you have and the potential cashback they could get by referring someone. It just keeps this referral offer top of mind with your ex-patients so that they can be incentivized to refer. And then we want to just track referrals in some sort of software. It could be a spreadsheet, it could be Go High Level, it could be Notion, it could be Clinico. Anywhere we can set up a separate CRM for referrals, we just want to track them so that when they come in, we can say, hey, you actually got referred. Here's €50 off this program. And we can also be reminded to send a €50 in cash back to the person that referred the patient. So having a referral system turns happy patients into marketing machines. And this again increases your LTV per patient. Wrapping this all up into one thinking framework, okay? You need to reframe your business. If you're still using the model of paying per session where people can just book in, pay €80 and leave, that's not the way to do it. The first session can be done on an assessment basis. Then you need to move to a package base, okay? You're not running a physio practice. You're not running a chiropractor practice. You're running a recovery and performance clinic. Depending on what service you offer, this terminology needs to change. But let's say you're a physio. You want to position yourself as a partner in recovery, a partner in performance, to bring people back to full health for life, not just to fix short-term pain. So basically, your job is not just to fix pain, it's to own the full journey to injury, lifelong resilience. Your job is not just to fix pain, it's to own the full journey of someone getting back to fitness, hitting PBs, whatever it is. You can own the full journey, and doing this can also increase your business by 10x. I'll say that again. Owning the full journey, having a more fulfilling career, seeing people get back to playing with their kids, seeing people get back to the sports they love, you can 10x your business. You can create more stability, more reliability, and you can just have a better life in general by just implementing a system to increase lifetime value. So using this new mindset, you can bring in new revenue streams and you can create deeper patient relationships, which I think we would all like. If you're really ready to 10x your business, implement these 4 systems this week. That's the challenge I have for you. If you're watching this video and you're running a clinic, implementing these 4 pillars in the next week will create lifetime leverage for you and your business. All you need to do is go step by step, be creative, get onto a whiteboard, brainstorm your packages, and get everything put together and create a system for it. This way you can scale with predictability, you can have confidence in your offer, and you can do whatever you want with your business, whether that's opening up another location or it's hiring more employees to take the work off your shoulders. If you want our help with this, okay, if you want our help with brainstorming, you want our help with implementing this, we install this system into clinics. We work with 15 partners at a time, and we use our RFM growth system to not only acquire patients, but retain them so that you can increase your profitability, you can grow with confidence, and you can sleep with peace of mind because your business has a fuel behind it for revenue growth. If you want to chat more about our offer and see if you qualify for it, book a call me below. If there's available slots, we have available slots to take on new partners. So just click the link below. If there's available slots, book a call and we can have a chat. If you qualify for our offer, we back everything with guarantees. So don't worry, if you do want to invest, everything is risk-free because we're so confident in the system we've made for clinics. Book a call below and we'll chat soon.